When you're on the road to be a legend, quitting is impossible. There's only two options. You be forgotten or be phenomenal. What up, though? It's your boy Brazzy. We back in the building with another video. Shout out to the WNBA. Shout out to everybody that's following. Love is love. Peace. We in the building. It's your boy Brazzy, you know what I'm saying? And we got another fire first round series for you. And I'm not going to lie to you. Out of the rest in all of these series right now that we got, this might be the one. Yes, Sirski. We're going to get into it. We got the 4th and the 5th seed. We got the Seattle Storm versus the Washington Mystics. Now listen, people. I don't know if you guys been in tune. I don't know if you've been taking account. This might be the absolute best series that we have going right now. You hear me? We got Elena Delle Donne. Elena Delle Donne, one of the best small forwards in WNBA history, going against Breanna Stewart. Nothing got to be said. Sue Bird, this is her swan season, her last season. She retiring after this. Got the most rings in WNBA history. She got 4 rings on them. She trying to get her 5th ring. She trying to get a ring before she retire. Is they going to let her do it? What's going to happen? And then what else you got? Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. This series got a whole lot going on, right? Now, they done won 3 out of the last 4 titles. 3 out of the last 4 titles have been by these 2 teams. In 2018, the Seattle Storm won it. 2019, the Washington Mystics won it. 2020, Seattle Storm took it back. And then last season, Chicago Sky won it. So 3 out of the last 4 didn't go into one of these teams. So listen, it's a lot to cover. So let's get into it. Now watch. The Washington Mystics have the best defense in the WNBA. Do you hear me? Now when it comes to locking up on the perimeter, whoo-wee, that's them. Natasha Cloud, WNBA all-team #1 defensive. She might be defensive player of the year. I'm not going to lie to you. Ariel Atkins, first team all-defensive, WNBA. Beast. Now them 2, Clamp sisters, the lockup twins. Huh? Yeah, lockup twins. Yes, sir. Master lock. Ball and chain. Yes, sir. And what you think? Sue Bird's supposed to run around and stay with them? Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Jewel Lloyd, off of Seattle, you the X factor for their team, Stink. You'll never see me smoke on camera, but for this one, I had to. Respectfully, it's only right. And this is my show, and you here for me, so why not make this interesting? You hear me? And I'm not going to lie to you. Jewel Lloyd, you're going to have to step up. Breanna January, shout out to you. You retiring too. This your last season. But I just don't think that Sue Bird is going to be able to sustain. Now, it's her last season. Shout out to her. But at this point, at 42 years old, after all the pain that she put in, there's only so much you can realistically ask of her. You feel me? You can't really come out here and ask her to give you 15 and 10 a night. It's not going to happen. And the way that Natasha Cloud and Ariel Atkins is going to be on her body, yeah, I ain't even going to hold you. It might get ugly out there, respectfully. Jewel Lloyd is going to have to come out here and really show up. You know what Breanna Stewart going to do. She's all team first defense her damn self. So will she lock up Elena Delle Donne? I don't think so. Now, Delle Donne came out early in the season. She was a little bit slow. Washington probably would have had a higher seed, but they had her on a little rest program. But now she looking refreshed. Ever since the All-Star break, she been putting in pain. The playoffs are a little bit different. Yeah, the first 2 games is going to be in Seattle. That's true. But the best part about that is there's no traveling between these games. So they can get a good rest. They can be 100% assured that, okay, we can sleep here tonight. We can get here early. We can be our absolute best selves so we can show up and perform. Now, for the season series, Seattle took 2 games. Seattle took 2 games. But they had a big late season acquisition in Tina Charles. Now, Tina Charles, her resume is decorated. She go without saying respectfully. If you don't know who Tina is, not Tina Turner, not Tina Thompson, not Tina Nina. Tina Charles, bro. One of the best big women ever to play the game. She out here trying to chase a ring her damn self. Now, she adds a whole different element to the game, and ever since she done stepped on the court against Washington, she been putting in pain. But respectfully, if you cut off the point of attack, which is the guard play, because the bigs have to still get facilitated to. Somebody still has to feed them big women. Washington might not be as sturdy on the inside as Seattle is. That's true, because you got McBeggar. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. McBeggar is also one of the best defensive players in the WNBA as well, and she on Seattle. But Seattle, for what they can dominate within the paint, I believe Washington offsets that with their perimeter lockdown defenders. And then Elena Deladon can stretch the defense to the point that all of this might be null and void. All of it might really be null and void. And I just feel that there's more playmakers on Washington to the point where if it comes down to a slugfest, right, and it's really hard to score, I truly believe that perimeter defense is going to give them a much better chance. Ariel Atkins, Natasha Cloud, and Elena Deladon, all 3 of them can create their own shot. Now, Breanna Stewart creates her own shot. She's her own offense into itself. But Tina Charles is still going to need somebody to get her the ball on the block. Jewel Lloyd is going to be a supreme X factor, but she's a guard. That's right inside of the wheelhouse for what Washington does. That defense, if they put them clamps on, it might get ugly. It might get ugly, huh? You ain't hear me the first time, I say it the 3rd time. It might get ugly. Respectfully. Game 1 is going to show me everything that I need to see to let me really know who going to take this series. Who going to step out here and really put their foot on who neck. Because I guarantee you one thing. Seattle not trying to go on the road. I know them. They not trying to go on the road. This is the worst matchup possible that they could have had. So the way that I'm looking at this and the way that my heart is telling me, I truly believe that defense is going to outweigh the veteran and overall set. But I really like Tina Charles. This series really comes down to if Jewel Lloyd steps up. If Jewel Lloyd can step up and take some pressure off of Sue Bird, then that means Sue Bird could be a facilitator and get the other bigs involved. Open up the court, then Breanna Stewart could be as effective as she need to be. Then you'll start to see the Tina Charles, Breanna Stewart, and the McBeggar, the bigs, really start to put pressure on Washington. If it becomes a high-scoring contest, Washington doesn't have enough firepower to keep up with them. They need to keep the game in the low 70s and 60s to keep this game competitive. If they get to the 80s and 90s, they're not going to win the series. They're not. And Seattle has a lot of offense. But I just truly believe that Washington's defense is really going to prevail here. I got Washington taking the series in 3. I got the upset. Definitely got the upset. Yeah, I got the upset. Washington in 3. I think Washington going to come out strong. Take game 1. Seattle will take game 2 because they got too much pride and Breanna going to go off. And then in game 3 is going to be a shootout between Elena Deladon and Breanna Stewart. I'm just curious to see which one is going to put the team on their back. There's a generational game to see who's going to have that spot as I'm truly been the better player. When we rank these players, when we look back at it 10 years, 15 years from now, there's series like this. The last time they was met up in the finals in 2018, you saw who won that, right? Breanna took out Elena. So I'm pretty sure that Elena want to get her get back. Why not now? Subscribe to the channel. Road to the W. It's your boy Brazzy. We in the building. Brooklyn Zone. You heard?